Having an open mind and looking for new and exciting opportunities and ways to grow in everyday life is really a beautiful thing. If you are someone who wants to get better, someone who wants to grow, somebody who wants to maximize every opportunity or chance they get to learn or become the best version of themselves, that is a very rare trait, a very rare quality, because the reality is most people aren't interested in becoming better. Most people aren't interested in self-development, and they're just not aware of the fact that you can implement things into your life on a day-to-day basis in order to grow and become better. It is rare if you're someone who seeks new challenges and opportunities to grow themselves every day. If you have a growth mindset, you are uncommon in today's day and age. If you're looking to maximize life, if you're looking to grow and get better in every single walk of life, every single area, every single avenue, if you're looking to grow and get better and become the best version of yourself, that is very uncommon, but it's also, just generally speaking, a very beautiful thing. Like, you should pat yourself on the back for wanting to grow, wanting to get better, and in addition to that, be grateful because not everyone has this mindset, and this mindset is only going to better you in the long run. If you have the mindset that you want to grow, you want to get better every single day, of course it's going to benefit you in the long run, because you're going to be able to look back in months, even in weeks, and see the improvements that you made. Small, minor improvements that you're making, you're going to be able to see that in days and weeks and months. Think about years. Think about where you're going to be in a year from now or in 2 years from now by having a growth mindset and caring about becoming the best version of yourself. Now, what can you do, what can we all do to become more effective with this growth mindset that we've been given or that we have? And I think the best way that we can be more effective with this growth mindset and get the most out of it is when we are definite and when we are clear about the things that we want in life. If you ask most people what they want out of life, they may give you some vague answer, or they may not know what they want out of life. And just like having that growth mindset is rare and uncommon, it's very uncommon for people to know what they actually want to do, who they actually want to become, and what they want to experience in life, just generally speaking. Now, I try to make these recordings as actionable as I can be, and I think today is going to be very actionable, because if you can look at certain areas in your life and ask yourself, what is it that you want out of these areas in your life, and you set clear and definite goals, you're going to be able to tackle those goals in a way more effective manner. And that's where clarity and definition really comes into play here. Because if you can get really clear, crystal clear and definite about who it is you want to be, who it is you want to become, where it is you want to go in life, and do that for each and every single area and avenue in life, the likelihood of you getting there, the likelihood of you taking correct action and knowing what action to take is going to be heightened as well. So let's take the area of personal life or the area of self. Ask yourself, and you can write this down, you can type it out on a computer, but you should get it outside of your head. I'm a big proponent of journaling and taking notes, and although a lot of people have different opinions on whether you should handwrite things or just write things on the computer, I think as long as you're getting it outside of you and you're getting it on a page or on a computer screen, you're able to view it and just see things from a different angle. So I recommend you get a piece of paper or do this on your computer. It doesn't really matter, but just get it out of you. So if you take a look at the area of self, for example, ask yourself, who is it that you want to be? You can write down your first name and then ask yourself, who is it that I want to be? Who is it that you want to be? What kind of things do you want to do? Who do you want to become? What do you want to be known for? What kind of contributions do you want to make? And get as clear and as specific as you possibly can about the details. Who is it that you want to be? Who is it that you want to become? And how do you want to carry yourself? What kind of personality traits do you have in your ideal self? Who do you see yourself being? What kind of confidence do they have when they walk outside? How do they talk? What do they look like? Get crystal clear on who this person is. Now ask yourself, what kind of values and principles does your ideal self live by? What kind of mission is this person on? What kind of vision does this person have? And all ties back to being, right? It all ties back to who you are being. What do you live by? What are your non-negotiables? Who are you as a person? What do you stand for? Create a vision around this and get clear on what that vision is. Now, another area you can get clear on is work or career. What kind of work do you do? What kind of job do you have? Do you work for yourself? Do you work from home? Do you work in an office? Do you work with a team? Do you have coworkers? What is your relationship like with your coworkers? Are you your own boss? Can you work from anywhere? Can you travel the world and work? How much money are you making? What are you able to do with this money? How are you able to positively contribute to the world with this money? How are you able to positively contribute to the relationships that you have around you with this money? How are you able to positively contribute to people who you don't even know with this money? How does this money allow you to be more of yourself? How are you able to express more of yourself with this money? How are you able to give back with this salary that you have? Do you have a salary? Do you pay yourself? Are you in love with the work that you do? What kind of work do you do, just generally speaking? What field is this work in? Do you work with other people all over the world? Are you situated in one state or one city or one country? What do you want out of this work? How does this work contribute to your values and your principles and your mission and your vision? How are you able to become more of yourself with the work that you do or the job that you have? How do you see yourself becoming a better person being in this role at work or with your job or your career? Now, another area can be social life. And social life can be broken down into your friendships and romantic relationships. So what are your friendships like? Do you have a lot of friends? Do you have few friends? Do you have a high quantity of friends but low quality friends? Do you have a low quantity of friends but the quality of them is heightened? In your ideal self, who you see yourself becoming, do you see your friends all the time? Do you only see them very little because they're working? What do they do for work? What are their values, their principles, and how do they align with your values and your principles? Are they friends with your other friends? Are they friends, or do they have a relationship with your family? How do they look after you? How would having these friends benefit your life? What kind of value do they bring to your life? What kind of value do you bring to their life? And for romantic relationships, do you want a romantic relationship? Do you want a partner? Does your ideal self have a family? How would having this partner benefit your life? How would you carry yourself if you were in a relationship? How would this person fit into your daily life, your daily routine? What are their values and principles, and how do they align with your values and principles? What kind of things would you do for one another? And so on and so on. And then another category can be non-negotiables. So what kind of things do you like to do in your spare time? What kind of things do you like to do by yourself? What kind of things do you like to do now that you would like to do if you were your ideal self? That could be reading books. That could be going for walks alone. That could be meditating. That could be traveling alone. Whatever it is for you. What are some non-negotiables that you do now that you also see yourself doing as your ideal self? And again, with all these categories, you can add as many as you want. You can have as few as you want. But with these categories, I urge you to be as clear as you possibly can be and as definite as you possibly can be. And eliminate everything that isn't what you really want. So don't just write things down just because you want to write something down. If it's not what you want, then don't write it down. Get clear on the things that you want for all these categories and for as many categories as you like. And then after you're done, just look at it and read it over. And while you're reading it over, again, eliminate everything that you don't actually want, but you've written down. Because we're going to apply the 80-20 principle here. What are the few things that generate the greatest result? Now that you've gotten clear on who it is you want to be, what it is you want to do, what it is you want to experience, you can look at that page or look at that document and implement certain things into your life on a daily basis that help you get closer to becoming that person. You're going to implement things, you're going to notice and see, okay, I can implement this into my life right now. And then you're going to be able to look and see that your ideal self isn't a different person. Like, it's still you. It's just you implementing small things into your daily routine that help you get closer to feeling like you are that person. When you change your identity, you change your state of being, you change who you perceive yourself to be in the present moment, that's who you are. That's what your identity is based around, who you see yourself being. And if you can implement small actions into your daily life on a consistent basis, and you start doing the things that you would do as your ideal self, you are becoming that person. So many people believe you have to take massive action and massive things need to change in order to become the person who you want to be. But in reality, if you implement small things into your daily life, you're going to feel more like you are that person. And feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration that you're in or the state of being that you are in. And you're going to notice that you are becoming that person. Now, if you have a growth mindset, I hope this resonates with you. But realize that you're only a few steps away to becoming the person who you want to be. And it all stems from the way that you perceive yourself, your self-concept, and what you believe to be true about you, who you identify yourself to be. The things that you just listed out, the things that you just got clarity on, realize that you're only a few steps away from actually getting there. It's just about seeing yourself in a different light, and you're going to be able to see yourself in a different light once you get clear on what it is you actually want, who it is you want to become, the kind of things that you want to associate yourself with. Realize that most people don't think this way. A lot of people don't care about this kind of stuff. And that's why they stay stuck. That's why they don't see any drastic improvement in their life. The improvement comes when you get clear on what it is you actually want. How do you expect to reach the heights that you want to reach if you don't know or if you can't see where the first step even is? If you got on a bus and you didn't tell the bus driver where you were going, if you didn't know what stop you were getting off at, where do you expect to end up? You're going to either end up in a place you're unhappy in, or at best, you will settle somewhere. But why would you settle when you know you can get what you want if you get clear on what it is you actually want? If you get clear on what it is you want to experience, if you get clear on who it is you want to become, you're way more capable of seeing the landscape and being like, okay, I'm going to stop acting like this because it doesn't align with who I see myself becoming. I'm going to do more of this because this is in complete alignment with who I see myself becoming. And like I said, over a course of days, over a course of weeks, months, years, you are going to be that person. You are going to start acting like that person and just identifying yourself with that person and as that person. And the second that you identify yourself with your desire or with the thing that you want, you merge with it, you fuse with it, and you become that person. You start carrying yourself like that person. And you see yourself within as that person, and that is what will be reflected externally. It's just about clarity and vision. And it comes from having that growth mindset. That's step one. Like, what is it that you actually want? Who is it that you want to become? So many people don't ask themselves that question, and they never get the answer. But once you get that answer, again, you're able to reach those heights because you can see that first step. Then the second step reveals itself, and so on and so on and so on. So, who is it that you want to be? Get clear. Get definite. Write it out. And see the positive results that come from that. See the positive changes that come from clarity and definition.